July 9th and 10th, Sunday and Monday, you're going to wake up with a little bit of tension in the air. Sun in Cancer, Moon in Aries, water and fire. Roof! And there's 4 planets in water. So it's high. It's been going on all month. We started even during that wonderful holiday. It's like there's a lot of chi in the sky and it creates a little bit of tension and there's no air. So it's hard to get free of this feeling that there's so much emotion in it. Now, here's something that's unusual. Pluto's in Capricorn, right opposite Mercury in Cancer. In our system, when we teach in astrology, here's a message for you to learn during this influence. If Pluto is opposite one of your personal planets, it could be the sun, it could be the moon, or it could be your rising. If Pluto's opposite, it's a signature that describes a Plutonian personality. Now, if you're a beginner, you wouldn't understand what I just said, but here's the short answer. Today, with Pluto opposite Mercury, there's the potential, if a baby were born, that their thought process never stays the same. They keep growing. They have this appetite to keep learning. They're studying astrology. They're doing their therapy. They're getting themselves into the yoga classes. They're studying in university. Their mind is so hungry. Why? Because Mercury is the thought process and Pluto is the never-ending, intense demand that you look for transformation and change. So that's in the sky. And it's really a powerful indicator when the sun and the moon are squaring, when Aries and Cancer are in the square, that there is tension. And here's what they don't tell you. In esoteric law, tension, squares, oppositions, they're not bad. If we're idle and we're so comfortable in this existence and we get into a rut and we find ourselves complacent, you lose all the chi to evolve. And what is evolution? Why do you think you came in this life? You don't look at your body. I mean, I am now headed towards 70. My changes and the way my thought process, I look back at my younger self and I go, geez, she has definitely let go of some of her personality traits that were a little annoying. And the good news is I've learned, for example, patience, because I have the square in my chart and it created stomach problems. Moon in Aries and Sun in Cancer, that conflict is that the Aries get so willful and the Cancer so self-conscious, they don't want to cry. And Cancer, by the way, is permission. Every day a Cancer should have something that moves them. So I want to say this to you. Learning astrology gives you the doorway to answer the question, am I evolving? Is my mind, Mercury opposite Pluto, is there a part of me that has said to myself, we're not going to fall asleep in the middle of this movie. Just because you're watching videos and you're on Instagram and Facebook and your social media is fascinating, you're listening to podcasts, the application is to turn all that off, especially during a square. So on Sunday, if you're watching this video, I'm going to ask you, would you be willing to ask yourself the question, am I evolving? If a baby were born with this, they'd have enough edge, enough tension to motivate them into a change in a lifetime that they would never be idle. And that's the function of discomfort. You have to get up and move. You have to change the way it was. You have to realize that, oh, I have this problem. I had an ulcer. My emotional body was so shut down. And then I figured out how to eat and to stop having so much sugar and to take out coffee. I mean, that was just me. But I'm inviting you to think about, am I willing? Here's a big question. To stop drinking coffee? Why do you think they call it Starbucks? Because there's so many people, stars of them, that drink coffee, and there's nothing wrong with it, as long as your digestion and your emotional body can find calm when you need it. So Astrology Answers wanted me to ask you, what are you willing to do in the name of that Pluto opposite Mercury, in the name of transformation, to do for you? Is it studying? Is it going back to school? Is it telling the truth? Is it journaling? I don't know what your answer is, because when the sun's in Cancer, you've got to listen to your internal world and let it talk to you. Astrology Answers wanted me to say there's a square, it's a tension. You might wake up Monday morning feeling pissy. Just say, oh, I'm pissed off, because it's an invitation. Tension for me to say, what is doing this to me? Tell me what it is. If you're like me, you're ready for more, and I have really good news. I'm teaching again, and I want to help you discover your significant planet, or the planets that are really influencing your psychology, because you have a purpose and a contract that you agreed to before you arrived here on this planet. And the quickest path that I found for figuring out your purpose is through studying first the planets. When you figure out that significant planet, there goes the confusion, and suddenly you feel so much more comfortable being yourself. Click the link in the description to learn more about the planets, my very best friends.